Hey, what's up, YouTube? Little man with a big opinion here. Was going through prepping supplies again, and for today's video, I'm going to talk about the increased measures that get a little airflow in here. The increased measures that myself and my girlfriend are making while this virus is going around. And just kind of talking about our heightened alertness and what we're doing to better prepare ourselves. So, for starters, I have been carrying around what is going to become my main rifle here shortly. I'm just waiting for more magazines to come in. For this instance, drop the magazine, take the round out. But I'm just carrying the M1 carbine from World War II. It's a new gun buy and I love it. It's a 15 round magazine gun. I am also waiting for the traditional double mag canvas for the buttstock, and then the magazines already fit in my AR mags on the plate carrier. But I like the gun. It's slightly heavier by about half a pound than my AR, but the rounds that it's shooting are exactly double the grain size of an AR. So for now, the girlfriend has the AR, and I've got the M1 carbine. It goes with me in every room that I'm in, and there's always a magazine in it. And then I float between around in the chamber and not around in the chamber. And then the AR follows the girlfriend, and we have additional magazines for these firearms staged throughout our townhome. Not in plain view, but if we know exactly where it is, people would have to do a little bit of digging to find them. Plate carriers are out. My ACH is out, and so if a firefight were to occur, we got that stuff ready. The bug out bags have been updated, and they've been gone through, and we know what's in the bags, and for the most part where everything is. As of just 30 seconds before I started making this video, I even started to use this old bag. It originally came with a bladder in it, but I would say this bag is the perfect size for a 24, maybe even a 36 hour bug out bag. So that might turn into a get home bag for me. It's also, once I get everything in it, it'll be a 10 to 15 pound bag. And, if anything, it'll turn into a, attach the D-rings onto the top of the ruck. And I have been rucking, once a week. It started out as a 3 mile, and now I've got it up to an 8 mile. And I'm probably going to go back down to 3 miles again and increase the weight 5 or 10 pounds, just to make sure that what I'm carrying, I can successfully do it. So exercising wise, I'm still staying active, even though I don't have to go to PT anymore, and so I don't technically have to wake up at 06 anymore and go work out. So additional bug out bags are being made. Preps were counted. Added some extra ramen noodle just for depth of calories. And so for those, They will get eaten. They probably won't be a permanent part of the preps, but they came in the store. These 12 packs are like $2.80 or $3.15. I don't remember how much they were. But one container of ramen noodles is a lot of calories. One of these packets are 370 calories. And there's 12 of them in there. So, perfect for just filler stuff. You can add it to the meats and stuff that I have on my other shelves in here. Now, for our awareness, we tend to finish our online classes really early in the week because most of our classes just have a Friday or a Sunday deadline, and we work the weekends, and so we get all of our work done on Monday and Tuesday, and then we kind of sit around the rest of the time, unless like we work a couple days during the week, but notifications are on for the Fox Newses, the CNNs, the New York Times, all the different media outlets that at least coronavirus related. They're doing a decent job of trying to make it not political. So for the most part, you can watch and listen to one as soon as they update you, and you've got the information on top of watching several YouTubers that I would consider reputable. Bear Independence has been doing a daily brief. Canadian Prepper goes back and forth between a brief and that kind of thing, and then just a really good prepping video. Pastor Joe Fox does good stuff. Urban, city, suburban, and I forget there's like prepper, and then basically put any word in front of it, and there's probably a prepping channel for it. So they're doing update videos. Everyone is staying pretty on top of this. So there's 6 or 7 YouTubers that you can go check out, and they're doing update videos. And they've been doing this a lot longer, and I think they're a lot better at trying to explain some of this stuff than I am. But added a little bit more depth on the water. So for storage, for the most part, the extra waters, it's just an extra grab, kind of follow the sheep and pick that kind of stuff up. Even though we picked that up before they were limiting it. But that stuff's being limited and basically passed out like a soup line. We've had these 2 guys in here for a while. One's a 7 and one's a 6. And then we've got the collapsible Ozark one. That one's alright. But when I'm checking in the stores, all of those have disappeared. But the 5-gallon shower bags have not. And it's just a really thick plastic container that is black. You hang it up in the sun, and it absorbs and holds in the heat so you can take a shower. But this is like $2 cheaper than the water storage. And I mean, we'll pop this open now. I think this is a great addition, because for one, we can hang this up in the back and use it for a hot shower, and we've got a drain on the patio. If it wants to come out of the box, there we go. And so, really small bag, and then comes with a little piece of rope and a piece of plastic that goes in the handle to hold it up, and then the tubing on it, so you can just open up this top lid, or we'll pull this off, and I guess we'll talk about this for a little bit. It comes with a decent amount of tube. I kind of don't like how this is scrunched up a lot. and then at the end, tiny little shower head. Let's do a little unfolding of this guy. And see, like, it already has a spigot on it, so definitely used for a way to store an extra 5 gallons of water. On top of using it for not just a shower, take 2 plastic bins and you treat it like a camp out, and you can let this heat up in the sun, and this is the hot water for your sink. So now, probably not going to be able to get it back in the box because of course I unraveled it, so we'll deal with this later. But add an extra 5 gallons of water storage, and most people probably aren't even thinking about this at the moment. So paying attention to the news, getting our work done early throughout the week so that we can, kind of be lazy and just watch out for everything. Trying to keep communications up with family. I'm probably the furthest family member away from my immediate family. A good 4-hour drive from my parents. 2.5 hours from my brother. So we're just, we're a good distance away from the rest of the cohort. And so, I'm not worried about it, but it is something that if you don't keep up with them, it could bite you in the butt. Alright, maybe that's how this thing folds. Yeah. Just might be able to get it to fit back in the box. Definitely not exactly how it went in, but it'll do. It'll do just fine. Bam. Close enough that Walmart would take it back if I brought them a receipt, but it's staying with the preps for now. When I was saying I was, calculating supplies and stuff, like just for instance, have 70 pounds of rice that needs to go in Mylar bags. This is just stuff inside this big plastic container. All this stuff needs to go in Mylar bags. I've got 3 of the 20 pounds of rice, couple 5 and 10 pounds of rice, some pinto beans, some navy beans, some black beans, and even some brown rice that came from our college food pantry. But so just sitting in that tub, if you do the quick math on it, 160 calories times 700 servings. I don't even know if that is off the top of my head, but I can figure it out real quick. Oh, let's see. 42. That is 112,000 calories. So that'll definitely be lasting for a while. And then we do a little bit more quick maths. It's 55,500 calories, for the 2 people in our household. It comes out to just about 2 months calorie-wise for the people in this household. Then we got to go through everything else and add up everything else, and it'll just take a while. So it's definitely something to keep me busy. The bug out bags, getting rucking time in with them, and then having rucking time with them filled with weight. So exercising, definitely staying fit during all this. And then lastly, preparing for if we had to, definitely turn this into our castle. So, like I said, um, using some of this stuff to clean dishes and use as your sink, storing extra paper plates and paper products so you don't have to use that water. I've got some excess building material. So, for those of you that don't know, built a gun wall. Also got a cat sitting on the computer. But built a gun wall and have some extra stuff left over from that. And then I do drive around our town when people do have building products or building projects at their house. And if it's decent lumber, then I pick it up. If people cut wood and it's, the size for a fireplace, so they're making, basically logs and they're just getting rid of it, I'll pick that stuff up too. So, like, this is left over from that project. They're 1x4s, and both of these pieces are 6 feet long. And in a pinch, that can be used to help barricade the door. I've got 4x4s and then braces that can be drilled in to either side of the door frames so that you can slide it in kind of like a barrier. And then I've got one piece of plywood. I'm working on getting other pieces for if we had to board up windows. And then I don't really have the stuff to create strong fighting positions, but mediocre fighting positions. If I had to, I've definitely hand drawn out some maps, avenues of approach for this place. Kind of where you'd have to stage people. And then the next video, I'm going to talk about MAGs, mutual assistance groups. I really liked, how Bear Independent explained that. And I'll talk about, the few friends that I have down here that I would even consider bringing in to this castle. So that's what we're doing. We're staying fit. We're keeping up with the news. We're staying active and we're being assertive. Why have to run and go get the gun when you can keep the gun with you? Contact with family, counting supplies, making sure we can, sit inside of our safe haven for a decent amount of time. And it's not just food. It's making sure you've got the TP to wipe your butt, the disinfectant stuff to keep the place clean, the ability to, add more supplies by treating rainwater, even taking it as far as, how long are we going to be here? Will we have to break into stuff like this? And just making sure we stay alive. So it's a giant logistical game. Prepping is never gonna stop until either you kick the bucket of old age or a situation arises where you're put to the ultimate test, and unfortunately, you don't pass the test. So hopefully you like this update brief. Maybe some of this inspires you to maybe count some calories. Make sure you got micros and macros in order. Make sure you can survive, because drinking water, that's a 3-day affair. If you want to dance with the devil on that one, could you stay home for an even longer period of time? Based off of other logistical issues like dishwashing, wiping your butt, that time of the month products, keeping yourself entertained, and keeping those in your household, those you care about, safe. So if any of this helped you at all, consider liking and subscribing to my channel. And with that, I'll catch you next time.